अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, आई होप कि आप सब ठीक होंगे, खैरियत से होंगे। आज के वीडियो में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन MCQs ऑफ CSS एग्ज़ाम फ्रॉम 2001 टू ईयर 2009। प्रीवियसली हम लोग 2000 का पेपर डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, उसके लिए एक सेपरेट वीडियो थी, लेकिन आई डिसाइडेड टू मेक अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव वीडियो जिसमें आपको कम्प्लीटली जो है वो 20 साल के पेपर्स मिल जाएँ, बजाय इसके कि आप लोग 20 अलग अलग से वीडियोस देखें। एक ही वीडियो में हम लोग तमाम तर पेपर्स को डिस्कस करेंगे, तो 20 साल के पेपर्स रिवाइज करने में ज़रा आसानी हो जाएगी। आधे घंटे में या 45 मिनट्स में हम लोग तमाम तर जो पेपर्स हैं उनको डिस्कस कर चुके होंगे। सो इंशाल्लाह दिस वीडियो विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ योर एग्ज़ाम। वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं। स्टार्ट करने से पहले मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिएगा, सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा और शेयर कीजिएगा। The first question is, the public administration may be defined as the administration of public. A very simple question. The concept of bounded rationality was given by Herbert Simon. Bureaucracy is based on the traditional authority. The behaviorism is associated with socialism. The author of Function of Executive is Chester Bernard. Which of the following is not of the core values of the public administrations? Equity, efficiency, effectiveness or bureaucracy? The bureaucracy is not the core value of the public administration. Next है जी, which of the following is one of the features of the bureaucracy conceived by Max Weber? The hierarchy is actually conceived by Max Weber. Which of the following is an essential component of the formal organization? So the formal structure is very essential component for the formal organizations. Bureaucracy is a form of social organization. It is a non-political organization or non-political hierarchical structure and actually is the form of social organization. MacGregor's name is most commonly associated with one of the following: either bureaucratic theory, scientific management, theory X and theory Y, या human relations. तो theory X and Y is the correct answer. मैं हर वीडियो में बार बार एक ही बात करती हूँ कि अगर कोई भी MCQs जिसका आंसर जो है वो गलत बताया गया हो तो आपने काइंडली उसको रिपोर्ट ज़रूर करना है। मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में उसका जो करेक्ट आंसर है वो ज़रूर बताया करें। कोई भी मिस्टेक हो सकती है, दिस इज़ ह्यूमन एरर, गलती की गुंजाइश जो है वो होती है, हर जगह पर होती है। तो काइंडली अगर कोई भी मिस्टेक हो तो उसको इग्नोर नहीं करना बिल्कुल भी, उसे आपने कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताना है। नेक्स्ट है जी, द लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी इज़ अ कोर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द थ्योरी ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेसी. Dash is the process of acquiring training, appraising and compensating employees attending to their labor relation, health and safety and the fairness concern. The correct answer is human resource management, जिसमें ये तमाम तर ट्रेनिंग का, appraising का, compensating the employees and each and everything is included. Entropy is the law of nature in which all the forms of organization move towards the disorganization and death. One choice theory is economic explanation of psychology. System theory is associated with the work of the following. He is Talcott Parsons. Which of the following is the foundation of the modern human resources? तो modern human resource की जो foundation है, that is specialization. The process of transmitting the idea or the thought into the meaningful symbol is called encoding. Which of the following will not be considered as a formal organization? A group of friends is not a formal organization, this is informal. Which of the following violates the principle of utility of command? That is functional organization. Which of the following is not a feature of the good governance? Nepotism. Otherwise, accountability, transparency, rule of law, all of these are the features of the good governance. Now we will discuss the CSS paper of 2002. An organization which successfully achieve the goals will be considered as effective organization. An organization using its resources wisely and in a cost effectively way is considered as efficient. Grouping activities and resources in an organization is a function of organizing. The dominant role in the developing scientific management was played by F.W. Taylor. The most articulate spokesperson of the administrative management was Henry Fayol. Hawthorne studies were mainly conducted by Elton Mayo. Two or more subsystems working together to produce more than the total of what they might produce working alone is synergy. An attempt to integrate the common business practices from the United States and Japan into one middle ground framework has been termed as the universal model. The owners, employees, board or directors, and the cultural will form the organization's external environment. The appropriate managerial behavior in a given situation depends on a wide variety of the elements, that is, contingency approach. A goal set by and for the top management of the organization is the strategic goal. Balancing and reconciling the possible conflicts among the goals is known as optimizing. A system in which the responsibility for planning lies with the highest level is called centralized planning. The behavior that does not conform to generally social norms will be considered as the unethical behavior. Conceptual and diagnostic skills in an organization are mostly used by the top managers. A theory which suggests that the people are motivated by a hierarchy of needs was advanced by Abraham Maslow. The extent to which an organization complies with the local, state, and the federal laws is legal compliance. The process by which a manager assigns some of his total workload to the others is known as delegation. The powers that has been legitimized by the state is called legal authority. A condition in which the availability of each alternative and its potential payoff and the costs are all associated with probability estimates is state of the mild certainty. If you find any kind of the mistake in the video, do let me know in the comment section. मैं बार बार ये बात करती हूँ कि अगर कोई भी मिस्टेक आपको लगे कि MCQs जो है वो गलत बताया हुआ है तो काइंडली मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताएं. आई विल पिन योर कमेंट और मैं उसको डिस्क्रिप्शन में ऐड कर दूँगी ताकि जो भी पढ़ने वाला है उसको किसी भी गलती से जो है वो हम लोग बच सकें और उसको भी बचा सकें. मेरी हर वीडियो में एक बड़ी मज़े की चीज़ होती है. जब भी मैं वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रही होती हूँ ना तो खोए धमाल है, झूलेलाल कुल्फ़ी कमाल है, ये बंदा बाहर आके ज़रूर बोलता है. इसकी तो पता नहीं ज़िम्मेदारी है कि इसने मेरे साथ लेक्चर्स में ये बात ज़रूर डालनी है. खोए धमाल है, झूलेलाल कुल्फ़ी कमाल है, 10 रुपए दी, 20 रुपए दी, 30 रुपए दी, ऑरेंज मैंगो फालसा 5 रुपए दा. अब तो ये मुझे भी याद हो मुझे पक्का वाला याद हो गया. इसका पूरा जो है ना म्यूज़िक, इसका बैकग्राउंड, हर चीज़ मुझे याद है. बहरहाल जी, हम लोग नेक्स्ट पेपर डिस्कस करते हैं पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का, ईयर 2003 का. Who wrote the famous book Research on the Bureaucracy in Pakistan? That was Rolf Brabanti. Joan Woodward is known for her contribution in which area? That is task technology approach to the organizational design. Dash is the right to make decisions, to direct the work of others and to give orders. That is authority. Authority is the right to make decisions, to direct the work of the others and to give orders. Point out the most important defect in the public bureaucracy of Pakistan, that is corrupt. unfortunately. Which of the following are the components of the Maslow's esteem needs? That is, esteem needs is the process of assessing progress towards strategic goals and taking corrective actions as needed. Strategic control. The correct answer is C. Authority and responsibility are governed by the principle of correspondence. Decentralization. Decentralization is to improve the administrative efficiency and reduce the stress of responsibility at the headquarters. Frederick Herzberg's theory of motivation has listed some elements which are related to the job content. Their number is 5. Which one of the following is not a stage in the Simon's model of decision making? That is participation, otherwise the intelligence, design, choice. All of these are the stages in the Simon's model of decision making. About the significance of the public administration, who of the following said that the administrative process is universal? Henry Fayol. Which one of the following reports laid down the traditional concept of the civil service neutrality in Britain? That is Masterman Committee report. The relationship between political executive and the permanent executive is based on the mutual respect and the confidence between the ministers and the civil servants. Which one of the following illustrates the nature of the traditional concept of the civil service neutrality? That is impartiality. The Study of Administration, an article by Woodrow Wilson, was published in which year? It was published in 1887. What is the doctrine of separation of powers meant to ensure? It is meant to ensure the efficiency of any organization, of the government as well, and the separation of powers concept was given by Montesquieu in his book Spirit of Laws, that was written in 1748. The presidential government operates on the principle of the separation of powers. For example, in United States of America, the thermostat in a room sending signals is the example of feedback control. What are the main characteristics of an effective control system? That are flexibility, accuracy, timeliness and objectivity. In management grid theory of Blake and Moulton, when the concern of the people is the highest, and what is the leadership pattern called? That is known as country club. Okay, from now we will discuss the year 2004 exam. The first question is the connection between the politics and the public administration is, the right answer is A, which means the politics seeks to deal controversial issues and the public administration is the mean whereby the decisions are implemented. How the role of the public administration is determined by the people or the government? Can it be a its modern democracy can perform this job well? Correct answer is B. Human relations is the study of the people in action, that is the people work in a team spirit or not. Management improvement is possibly by the systematic theory if the investigator helps the decision maker in solving the problem. The bureaucracy has certain characteristics that are, it has a specialized structure of the nation. Next question is, the bureaucracy is seen as corruptible or otherwise the bureaucracy is an essential and necessary evil. Administrative leadership's character inspires the confidence when it uses the basis adequately built up. Administrative accountability must be accompanied by, correct answer is B, that if the ombudsman is independent and non-partisan. Judicial control can achieve the administrative accountability successfully if the rule of law is strictly followed. Planning and its techniques is the common to all human activity, such as the coordination is must in viable planning. Correct answer is D. How can effective planning be made meaningful? That is when its objectives must be clearly defined. When the objectives of an organizations are clearly defined, there would be an effective planning. Next question is, the public corporation is the innovation of 20th century. The basic features are that it is the result of government's entry into business. Mechanistic theory is the formal structure of the organization, and its functions are drawing up plan for the larger scale enterprises. The organization is the act of designing administrative structure, and it requires the allocation of the functions and responsibilities to the individuals. Centralization and decentralization are the problems of the relationship between the higher and the lower levels of the government, and they can only be resolved by solving the jurisdictional disputes. Zero-based budgeting evaluates the current and new activities and programs which solve the basic developmental issues. The civil services of Pakistan have become a caste by themselves, involving into the public criticism, such as they have become professionally incompetent. Communication is a crucial element in the administration and felt by as the heart of management. The coordination is the removal of conflicts from the organization by securing cooperation and teamwork. The correct answer is A. The public services of Pakistan can be made worthwhile if they are not used for the political ulterior motives. So now we will discuss the public administration exam of CSS year 2005. In an organization, if the uniformity of the standards and the policies is maintained, and the head provides the directions to all the activities, then it is sign of centralizations. The span of control means the number of subordinates under a superior's direct control. The public corporations have been created with the objective of operational flexibility and autonomy. In United States, the practice of making appointments in public services on the basis of the political affiliation and the personal relationship is known as spoils system. ये MCQs जो है ये political science के पास papers में भी पूछा जा चुका है related to the United States of America. In some countries, office of the Procurator General has been created to advocate the cases on behalf of the government in the court of law. I don't know how to pronounce it, either it is recall or call only. The National D-Administration of France acts as a recruiting cum training agency, and the correct answer is C. The necessary purpose of the financial audit should be to focus on whether the expenditure was in accordance with the rules of procedures or not. The fiscal deficit in the government budget can be reduced by rationalizing expenditure for the economy. The correct answer is D. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the middle level needs have been categorized as the egoistic needs. Motivation is the function of intrinsic factors such as appreciation, recognition, etc. Who gave this theory? Frederick Herzberg gave this theory. Next question is, one of the following is not the function of the cabinet division of the federal government, that is the follow-ups of the implementation of cabinet decisions. Which of the following is categorized as the strategic decision? That is a committee approving a new rule to meet the future public requirements. The next question is, a budget is essentially a statement of the estimated revenue and expenditure over a period of time. The categorization of the functions with reference to their direct or indirect concern with the achievement of organizational goals is called the primary and secondary functions. The correct answer is A. Who wrote the famous book Research on the Bureaucracy in Pakistan, that was written by Rolf Brabanti, and this question was asked in I think year 2000 as well. Administrative reforms have been a consistent effort in Pakistan since independence. The first reorganization committee was constituted in 1947. Who headed the committee? The committee was headed by Roland Egger. In the Constitution of Pakistan, the subjects for the legislation have been divided into three lists. Now, under the 18th Amendment, the subjects for the legislations are two. I think the concurrent list जो है that has been removed under 18th Amendment. One of the most significant achievements of the Ford Foundation's technical assistance to Pakistan in 1960 was the establishment of Pakistan Administrative Staff College, Lahore. The introduction of the section officers scheme in the Central Secretariat in 1961 was made on the recommendation contained in G. Ahmad report. The next question, which is the last question of our exam, that is, the leaders are born and not made in perception. It is based on the trait theory of leadership.